Good morning, Robert.
Morning, Mom.
All right. So it's my week to present the topic.
It is.
And I'm going to tell you right now, it's kind of like, this is like kind of like you did last week. This is something that I have been going through.
Okay.
So I'm going to try really hard to stay on track of my topic, but I might find myself jumping around because I have so many ideas going in my head.
Sure.
But I do want to let you know, jump in, ask questions. It's not like a presentation kind of thing where, you know, I have to just present my facts and then we talk about it. But, oh, by the way, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, this all has transpired.
Are you not wearing your back brace? Are you not wearing your back brace?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Nope, I'm setting up straight.
Okay.
So I'm trying to show my cute little new top.
Ah.
So it all transpires from last weekend. So last weekend I went down to San Diego and I recorded an episode of me shopping at the Nordstrom's anniversary sale because I got invited like a pre-sale kind of thing, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And I got dressed, I went down there and I was feeling okay. And I looked in the mirror and I'm like, why in God's name are you wearing that? And I looked at my outfit and it was shocking that the outfit that I put on was not me. It was like somebody else's outfit.
Well, what do you mean by that, though?
I mean, because, okay, so I had on a skirt that didn't really fit very well, but I forced it to wear it because, you know, I've been struggling a little bit with my weight. So I couldn't really zip it up all the way on the side. And since I couldn't zip it up all the way on the side, I wore like a little bit more of a baggier shirt.
Okay.
And then I wore some shoes that were really cute, but really didn't go with the outfit. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, why did you do this to yourself, Lonnie? Why did you come down to this event that you were so excited about and you didn't represent yourself for who you are? You know, it was really weird. And I wasn't like mad at myself. I wasn't disappointed in myself. I didn't feel like... usually when I do this, I'm really very I'm mean to myself. But this time I'm like, yo, Lonnie, you got to figure out what's going on with you on the inside. So I continued. I did my episode. And then while I was down there, I went over to the Free People store. And I'm filming in there. And I grabbed some clothes. And I tried on an outfit. And I stood there staring in the mirror. And I'm like, there you are, Lonnie. That's you. This is what you should have been wearing sooner. It was everything that represented me in my energy, in how I want to present myself to the world.
Okay.
All right. It was like I finally showed up to the party.
Okay.
And it really kind of just like threw me off. And I couldn't figure out why I did that to myself in the first place. Why I put no effort, no energy. I left in an outfit that didn't represent me. Okay, so I've been struggling with it all week. I've been talking about it on my morning show on YouTube, and we've been trying to get to the crux of it. And I finally did it. And I think my determination is it all comes down to imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Okay, because I find myself constantly like hiding, like almost hiding. You know, it's really weird. And again, like this is so personal. It's really sometimes I don't want it. I'm trying to express it in a manner that everybody can understand. But I narrowed it down to an imposter syndrome because me going to that event as an influencer with a very substantial platform, I went in thinking like, I'm not that influencer who's going to this event with a substantial platform.
Okay.
I almost sabotaged myself with my own energy.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm starting to understand your topic and what you're coming at.
Yeah. I mean, but I really had to paint the picture in order to get to the topic because that's what we're going. Because if I'd have just been like, yeah, I wore an outfit and I didn't like, I don't think anybody would understand where this all developed.
Yeah, I mean,
I like painting pictures.
Well, I mean, like your thesis is we're there. We have it now.
Okay.
It's, you know, we're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, no, it's my story, and I'm going to represent my story the way I want to present my story. So, You know what I mean?
I mean, I understand your logic.
Okay. Yeah, because I just feel, again, if I would have, and I'm trying to be really authentic to myself, and I wanted to paint this picture. I mean, if you were telling this story, you would tell it in a totally different way, but this is my,
I mean, I'm not arguing you with that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that I now I understand what you're talking about.
Okay.
So
we're
there.
Yeah. So the subject of the day is imposter syndrome, and it all comes down to me struggling with imposter syndrome, and but it has held me back in so many different areas.
I would say almost every area.
In every single area. So when I was talking about it the other day, I really started correlating it to like real life scenarios, because a lot of times when you think about imposter syndrome, you think about like social media,
or
work, something like that. But it really translates into all areas.
Sure.
So
how would you define imposter syndrome for somebody who doesn't know?
Okay, so I have it right here. Imposter syndrome is the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills. So that in a crux is what imposter syndrome is.
Yeah.
But I look at it in a broader sort of sense, like not acknowledging who I am, and it all comes down to, how can I put this? It all really comes down to me having these successes that I've done, because I've worked really hard the last 5 years to get to where I am.
Sure.
There's not a day that I haven't, in the last 5 years, that I have not worked towards being who I am, not only on social media, but as a person, as my style, as my confidence. I've worked on it every single day, and yet I still find myself not acknowledging it.
Okay. Like acknowledging your success or your hard work?
All of the above.
Okay.
I don't acknowledge, because I mean, sometimes like I'll be watching a news story and they'll be like, yeah, and this, this influencer, super successful influencer, and I'll look at the numbers and I'll be like, holy crowley, I have those numbers. Does that mean I'm that? And I'm almost shocked that, I would be considered that, because I don't consider myself that, and I'm not acknowledging my own success.
Yeah.
And when I don't acknowledge not only my own success, but my own journey of where I've come, in confidence and fashion in how I present myself, I find myself not flourishing. Okay. I almost feel like I continue to hide myself.
Okay.
And so when I was going to that event, I was suffering from the imposter syndrome. So I didn't dress in a manner that would have been like somebody would have stopped and been like, whoa, look at her style.
So what, you dressed more reserved?
I dressed in a manner, and it wasn't, okay, so here's the thing, Robert. It's like, it's not really so much what I was wearing, but the energy that I portrayed when I was wearing that style. Because truthfully, I looked back at the outfit and I would never wear that outfit.
Okay.
It looked uncohesive. It didn't look like anything of a really sharp, crisp kind of fashion. And it looked nothing like what I preach on a daily basis of wear what you want, wear your energy.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I was wearing my energy, and my energy was very hidden. So again, I think that we all, I'm not going to say everybody suffers from it, but I believe that people can suffer from imposter syndrome in multiple different ways in their lives.
Sure.
Okay. So now I also found that I want to say, it's like, what does it feel like? Like, what does imposter syndrome feel like?
Okay.
And it says, feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally despite high-performing external objective ways. Basically, you're feeling like a fraud or a phony.
Yeah.
And here's where I struggle. It's like I struggle with the difference between confidence and being arrogant.
Okay.
I struggle with confidence and being cocky.
Okay.
I almost feel, and here's where I've got it all jumbled up, is I feel that if I had if I had have walked in with that outfit that I needed, with that confidence, with that would have made me the imposter, because I don't see it on a daily basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
You know, so but this whole thing has been holding me back. And ever since Saturday, ever since I had that mental breakdown in the dressing room, I have really been concentrating on my energy and where I am. And this week, it was almost like an aha moment. Okay. It was like wearing somebody else's clothes. And I have had more energy, and I have been more productive than I've been in months.
That's good.
You know, because I look back at my TikTok and I hit 1 million followers, and all of a sudden I stopped creating, you know, and I've really kind of asked myself, it's like, why did you stop creating? I mean, I was still pushing out videos, but there was no creativity in it. And again, I think it's like getting there and then not feeling worthy for being there.
Well, like validation or what?
Like self-validation. Like, you know, it's like, you've made it here, Lonnie. You have, you know, your hard work has gotten here. Now you need to do more hard work to get to your next step. And I was almost feeling like, you know, like I didn't deserve being there. Like I didn't work hard enough, or, you know, it was a fluke, or why would people watch me and not somebody else, you know? And it was that imposter syndrome of sitting there with success in my hand and then me saying like, I'm not worthy. Yeah. You know? And so and even having this conversation with you, Robert, I struggle with acknowledging my success. To the point where I get a pit in my stomach and my throat tightens up.
Over what?
Over, you know, and it's something, like I said, this has been a week in the making, but it really does go all the way back to my childhood. And I wrote down, I thought about it and I wrote it down, and I am absolutely scared that if I acknowledge my success, it will go away. Okay. Like if I say like, this is good, it's going to go away. And that stems from my childhood. Because as a kid, I would get my hopes up of something, or I would have like a happy moment and it would get stomped on. So I still struggle with that today. And part of me feels like I have been keeping myself hidden, like that outfit, because I'm afraid if I show up to the event truly like me in that second outfit, it's going to poof, go away.
Yeah, your dreams might get squashed. I think it makes total sense. And it makes sense why you would like you say, kind of like protect yourself because you're afraid of it. And it's interesting to see that you can correlate two different things and find the cause of it. It's interesting.
Yeah. And I know that the story getting to it was long, but I really had to explain like the difference of how I felt, and just that aha moment in the dressing room of like actually looking at myself and seeing me who I want to be. That's who I want to be. I mean, every single day I wake up, I want to be that woman who's sitting there in that outfit that just screams confidence, fashion, you know, success. You know, I'm here, see me. And I was the little mousy scurrying along the edge of the event in the other outfit. And it really made me, I had compassion for myself. I was not angry at myself, but it really made me stop and be like, Lonnie, you got to knock it off. You know, at one point you're going to have to take your traumas and you're going to have to just, you know, put them away.
I don't know about put them away, but I think acknowledging it.
Yeah, but I mean,
because you don't want to bury anything.
Well, and I don't mean put it away, but I maybe put it in the back seat, because it's like right now my childhood traumas sometimes still pop up and they're in the driver's seat, you know, because I don't want to let them control my energy. You know, it's like carrying around, it's like having a basket full of fruit. You can have a basket full of fruit that all the fruits are ripe and they're shiny and they're great. Or you can have a basket full of fruit where everything's rotten. And part of me in my childhood drama, I feel like I carry around sometimes too much of a mixture of both. You know, and because and again, I love my parents, but I struggle with things like that, with with like happiness or success, because I'm afraid it's going to get taken away from me.
Okay.
So
how do you combat that? How do you fix it?
Well, a lot of it is just, I have to start every morning in the right mindset.
Okay.
Because what I found I was doing is because I record my outfit every single day now. I am back to being creative because it is something that I want to do.
Okay.
And I was getting dressed and I was wearing basically the same thing over and over and over again. And it was a pair of bike shorts, tennis shoes, and the same tank top. And I now, in my mindset, when I wake up in the morning, I wake up to go to work. I wake up to pick out an outfit that is just me. I record myself. I do my live show. I do my Amazon. And then if I want to change into something comfortable for the rest of the day, I do. But I wake up with the intention that I'm going to work to be that influencer that has that energy that I know I have.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, and I'm doing that mindset, and I'm back to creating, and that's been very helpful. And it's just a matter of just knowing that that it's okay, and it falls into, believe it or not, every last couple of episodes we've done, because and I need you to tell me what this word means.
Okay.
But it's the 4 P's of imposter syndrome.
Okay.
It's perfectionism. It's people pleasing.
Okay.
It's procrastination.
Okay.
And then it's paralysis. Paralysis.
Paralysis.
Paralysis.
Yeah.
Which I guess would be the fear of starting.
Wait, how is it? Yeah. Paralysis.
Yeah. Then yeah, I guess it would be the fear of starting.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I have the 4 P's, and so that fits into everything that we have been talking about. So the absolute opposite of imposter syndrome is a sense of self-assurance and self-confidence. Okay. Which is something that I really have been working on. And
how do you get that?
Well, I have to acknowledge the root of where my self-doubt comes in. Okay. And it's fear. Okay. It's the fear of it's like the fear of putting myself out there and being denied. Okay. I've never reached out to a brand to ask them to collaborate, and I am now going to start doing that. Yeah. I'm going to start looking into doing that because I feel that I have a platform worthy of that. Yeah. I'm looking at my numbers and I'm like, I can do this. So I'm going to start doing that, and it's just,
Is it scary for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In all honesty, I mean, it's where I worry about is I don't think it's going to stop me, but I don't really want to backtrack a whole lot. And I don't want to hear that first no and then retreat back into my imposter syndrome kind of thing.
Back to your, revert back to your childhood.
I don't want to wear that other outfit. Yeah. And so to me, it's the last 6 months or so have been really huge in my own personal development, my own growth. Yeah. But I have noticed myself having imposter syndrome in very many different categories, whether it's, what I eat. And I've been saying for the last 6 months, I've been struggling with my weight. Well, I've been struggling with my weight because I eat horrible foods and I don't do any cardio. Yeah. And then I sit there and I'm like, oh, yeah. It's like, take some accountability for that, Lonnie. You're the one putting the food in your mouth, nobody else. And so to me, it's been almost like, I don't know, you walk through a field and like these little things, like little pollen particles stick to you, and before you know it, and you get to the other side, you're covered in it. Then to me, that's kind of like what happened to me. It's like a little negative thought here, a little thing there, a little here and a little there. And before you know it, I slip back into my imposter syndrome where, hold on, guys. There we go. Where I don't I don't value my own success. But, and then here's the thing too, Robert, is I remember when I first went viral on TikTok, I was all like, I don't want to be one of those influencers who, you know, super egotistical or anything like that. And I think that sometimes I confuse being, again, like successful with being arrogant.
Yeah, I think you went too far the other way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You know, it's like I need to find the balance between being arrogant and cocky and being confident.
Yeah, I don't think the two correlate. I think arrogance and cocky, I think, are people who are trying to substitute being confident.
Right.
I don't think they go hand in hand.
Right. So I did look up how to be confident and not arrogant. And so confidence revolves around self. Like you believe in your own abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's just the thing. It's like going back to my childhood. And again, I always revert back to that, but this is really where the roots started. But I mean, you might have the same experience, Robert, but I just don't remember anybody being like, good job. You did a good job. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. You know, I remember in the 9th grade standing up in social studies class because we each had to stand up and tell the teacher what we wanted to do with our lives. And I stood there and I never had an answer. I couldn't give them an answer because I couldn't think that far ahead. Yeah. And so, you know, I just have, I'm learning how to believe in myself. Okay. You know, and it's super easy. And here's the thing is it's very, very easy to be on social media and be like, you should be confident and you should do this and you should do that. And then turn off the mic or the camera and walk away and do whatever, you know, do the complete opposite. And I don't want to do that. I want to be what I project. Yeah. You know, so
that makes sense.
That's really like, to me, it would be hypocritical. Yeah. You know, and then it says like cockiness or being arrogant is all about like just trying to be better than that other person. Yeah. You know, like.
Yeah, you're competing against somebody else kind of thing. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. It's like you don't look at your own successes. You just want to be better than everybody else.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know. Yeah. So I really liked how it said how confidence is like a self. It's like I can be confident in myself without having to shove that in everybody's face.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you don't, some people, I feel like you radiate confidence. And then when it comes to like arrogance or cocky, I feel like it's an outward trait. Whereas like, it's almost like you're trying to, I don't want to say belittle, but you're trying to compete against somebody else. Whereas if you're confident, you're just, it's all within yourself.
Yeah, it's almost like putting the other person down to make your success more.
Yeah, I would say so.
You know? So this is 6 ways to be confident and not arrogant. Because I think that's where my struggle starts is confusing the two. And then also to just the fear of everything good going away. Yeah. So 6 ways of being confident, not arrogant is watch your words. You know, you're not better than somebody else. Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't think I've ever done that. So, okay, I got that checked off. And then it says, acknowledge your own weaknesses, which I'm all good about that. I'm all about, what I can and cannot do. Own your mistakes. Celebrate other people's successes. And this is where I think I've seen a lot of my own personal growth. It's because I used to, in all transparency, like get on TikTok and I would see people, or any social media, but I would see people way more successful than I was. And I would find myself being jealous.
Really?
You know, and I think that was because I was experiencing more of that imposter syndrome where I didn't see the value in myself to get there. So instead of me working on myself, I was just jealous of them.
Sure.
And so now here lately, you know, and I noticed this even before I came up with this subject, but I'll see people and they just have blown by me in numbers and I'll be like, well, good for them. Yeah. You know, well, I'm happy for them. I have my own journey, but I'm really happy for them. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. You know, maybe I have more growth than I thought. Yeah. And then it says, notice your body language, you know, being just, you don't come across as being like reserved or something. I mean, a confident person is relaxed. And then don't take yourself too seriously. And I'm like, I got no problem with that. Yeah. You know.
Well, it sounds like you're on the right steps.
I am. Yeah. But it was more of just, again, I just felt like I was holding my own self back.
Sure.
You know, I just was scared to acknowledge my hard work and my success.
That's understandable.
You know, and it just comes down to like me telling myself like it's a fluke that I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And I have to stop telling myself it's not a fluke. I've worked really hard and I deserve this just as much as the next person.
Totally.
You
I
know?
agree with you.
Yeah. So yeah, this all came out of just, you know, like I said, just wearing the wrong outfit, and it just was a physical representation of what I was doing, and I hadn't seen it before then.
Yeah, but that's the cool part is like, and that's what's cool too, is you kind of like find something that kind of bothers you or find something that you don't agree with, and you kind of dissect it, and it leads to this kind of self-growth.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't have to go and buy new clothes or anything to start representing who I want to be. I have a closet full of beautiful clothes that I never touch. And they just sit in there because, again, what I was doing is I was holding myself back and kind of like, you know, you don't need to wear that. You just, you know, wear something to blend in. And she ain't blending in anymore.
Sure.
You know, that's it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. No, I like it. I thought it was a good topic.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a week in the making. And gosh, I mean, like I said, my morning show was just kind of like, well, what is with that outfit? And I finally showed them, and they're like, you know, it's not a bad outfit, but it's just, if you don't, you don't feel good in it, you know, that's why. So, and I guess at the end of the day and at the end of the subject, if you do find yourself waking up one day and you don't feel like you are truly representing who you are, maybe just look and see what it is in your life that's holding you back. You know, it doesn't have to be on social media. It could be in a job. You know, you could be working really hard and not feel like you deserve a raise or a promotion. And so this imposter syndrome can be in so many different ways.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And then I've already come up with my topic for not next week, but the week past that.
Cool.
And it's going to be, why do we hide who we really are?
Okay. Cool. I like it. I'm excited to hear it.
See, I'm all energized.
Yeah, you are. Awesome.
All right.
Well, cool, Mom. Well, do you want to tell me where to find us?
I do. So you can find Robert, which I did not realize this, but on YouTube, he is Sherbert _
Yeah.
And then on are you straight Sherbert
_ on all platforms.
Oh, really? Okay, because I had some people being like, we cannot find him, and I'm like, well,
Sherbert _ all platforms.
All right,
Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok.
There you go. Yep. Sherbert _ and I am gray hair across all platforms. Robert, I appreciate you listening to me and just having me put my story together. Yeah. And we just want to say, have a great week. Stay cool, be safe, and until next week.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Bye.